Replay here from Fat Kid at Recess and Captain Rumsmuck. Captain Rumschmuck should be more accurate. Khorne versus Tomb Kings. This is usually a pretty fun matchup, in my opinion. Khorne get a lot of kills off the skeleton front line, but Tomb Kings have some armor-piercing weapons teams that deal with their stuff. For the Tomb Kings, we have Arkan, the Black Spirit Leech, and Fate of Buna. We have triple melee Ushabti, one Ushabti Great Bow's Chosen God ROR, a single Casket of Souls, and then a lot of Tomb Guard Halberds and Skeleton Spearmen, including the King Nikesh's Scorpion Legion, and one Carrion off in the distance over there. For Khorne, we have Fleshhounds of Khorne, Chaos Warhounds of Khorne. Wait, Fleshhounds of Vanguard? Nice. For some reason I thought they did. Fleshhounds of Khorne, more Chaos Warhounds of Khorne. It looks like 2 Khorne Marauder Horsemen throwing axes, more and more doggos. And then for the infantry, we have 4 Marauders of Khorne, the Hellforged Host, Exalted Bloodletters, ROR, a Chosen of Khorne, and the Brutes of the Hound Marauder Berserkers, ROR, and Valkyrie the Bloody, of course, with Spear Sleipnir and the Demon Shield. Now, Fleshhounds are in. They're trying to harass the Chosen of the Gods, while melee Ushabti stop them from doing so. Chaos Warhounds, thinking about how to get involved in these other ones, form a quick conga line so that they can be easily routed by these skeleton spearmen, because not everything is figured out just yet in Game 3. Chaos Warhounds diving in. They actually have really good stats for dog-type units, because Khorne gives them Frenzy, which is dope. And they're now onto the Casket of Souls, trying to get some damage there, but a rear charge from the Ushabti should finish them off pretty easily, push them away. They are a mortal unit after all, but the Fleshhounds are in here now. It looks like they're going to dive on Arkan. And so far, Operation Massive Dog Disruption appears to be working. The Casket of Souls and the Chosen of the Gods haven't done nearly as much damage to the oncoming host as you would expect and like. Spirit Leech onto Valkia as she dives in. The Fleshhounds and her are all trying to surround Arkan as the dogs continue to lurk, creep, move in, all those sorts of things. Marauders of Khorne and the Brutes of the Hound piling on top of each other. We do need to get some rear charges in from these Warhounds. It looks like we will, which is good. And Chosen of the Gods are now firing into the Exalted Host, but the Hellforged Host, sorry. But they're a little too close. They're not really going to get good shots off, so rip you, Shafty. Chosen of Khorne chewing through those guys who are weakened by the Spear Sleipnir. And these Skeleton Spearmen have almost faded as the Brutes of the Hound have gotten in onto them, doing a lot of good damage. Valkyrie pops the Demon Shield while she is completely surrounded by foes. She's used to that from her trailer to right now. And 2 melee Ushabti are in this same area while the Casket of Souls tries to stay safe from all these Chaos Warhounds by hiding behind some halberds. Arkan even throws out a Skeleton Warrior Summon on top of the Hellforged Host, but I think the Hellforged Host could just kill those guys and get a whole bunch of Khorne army passive going. Meanwhile, Khorne is breaking through the front line. 2 different skeletons have died, and others are retreating. Chosen of the Gods getting danger low, but Fleshhound's starting to fade away. Tomb Kings are actually slightly up on the balance of power, and a decent Casket of Souls shot does great. Meanwhile, our Marauder Horsemen of Khorne with throwing axes have skirmish weapons. They're just running away from Carrion into the distance. We'll see if they end up mattering later in the game. But it's probably more worth it if they would just take the fight. Marauder Horsemen of Khorne have pretty insane stats. So, yeah, I prefer they just turn around and kick some ass. Chaos Warhounds of Khorne dive in one last time before they rout, and a fourth melee Ushabti is summoned to the field, though this is just a summon. It'll fade in its own time. I don't know exactly what it's going to do, as we've had these other Ushabti just sitting here fighting Valkyrie the whole game, and it has not mattered one bit. She also has another Spear Sleipnir. I wonder where that's going to go. Like, right down here, you could hit 2 units, and they're both in a single file. That could be kind of nuts. Don't know. Marauders of Khorne, Chosen of Khorne, Brutes of the Hound still continuing to fight, but the balance of power goes further against Khorne, which I find a little odd. Spear is going to go through 3 Tomb Guards, so pretty decent value there. Instead of doing a lot of damage to 1, it just does a chunk of damage to 3. And the Sword of Khorne is coming down. Do the Tomb Kings realize it in time to dodge? It looks like not really. They are helpless as the giant sword lands on top of their tiny, tiny heads. Valkyrie goes back after Arkan. Ushabti are still after her hide and really not getting anything done. I think the melee Ushabti have a pathetic bonus versus infantry. 8. So they have 31 melee attack versus their 55 melee defense. Yeah, that explains why that's not going anywhere. Chosen of the Gods, beset once more by these Chaos Warhounds who never learn how to give up. Hellforged Host continuing to fight against these Ushabti. And where's the summon? Summon's there. It has 15 seconds left of its life, I believe. Yeah. 10 seconds left of its life before it just fades away, and then I think the bounce power will look a lot better for our Khorne friends. Marauders, Khorne, and Chaos Warhounds finished killing some skeletons in the distance. They do need to rejoin the world of the violent. So, the extra Ushapti has faded. Chosen of the Gods are just about dead. Valky has taken some Spirit Leech damage, though, and she is not loving that whatsoever, while the Tomb Kings get slowly ground down as these Marauder Horsemen of Khorne have returned. The ones that were busy fighting the Carrion, remember them? They're here. They're there. They're doing that. These other ones are sitting here just throwing axes for fun and do Ushapti. And a Cask of Souls gets a nice volley onto them, and actually Skeleton Spearmen beat those Marauders of Khorne. Hooray for you. Now, Arkan is actually kind of beating Valky's ass with the help of Tomb Guard Halberds and Ushapti. The bounce power is starting to get a little bit better for Khorne, though the Hellforged Host has just faded away. Nice demonic instability crumbling, by the way. There we go. It was just bugged for a bit. Where are the Chosen of Khorne? There are the Chosen of Khorne. Just under half HP, and you have a Brutes of the Hound just under half HP. Valky is very close to dead. She's even getting Spirit Leech some more. And Khorne does still have some skirmish cav, though one of them has ammunition. The other one is like a light cav unit at this point. And the one with ammunition is danger low on leadership. Valky dives back in, gets a little bit of damage onto the Casket of Souls, but she gets countercharged by Arkan and the Ushapti very quickly. She's getting so low she might rout. And where are we at? This Ushapti's looking pretty doomed. That one's doing okay. Tomb Guard are dead. So we have like one healthy Tomb Guard, a kind of healthy Ushapti, a healthy Arkan, and a half-health Casket of Souls. For Khorne, we have a half-health Chosen, half-health Brutes of the Hound, 3/4 health Marauder. Oh, wait. 2 half-health-ish Marauders, and a 1/4 health Chosen Khorne. A follow-up Spirit Leech onto Valkia while she's routing will probably just kill her outright. Yeah, she's dead. She's dead as hell. So Valkia is dead. Khorne falls further behind on the balance of power. What are these? Chosen of Khorne continue to harass the Casket of Souls and Arkan. They don't really care as long as they're fighting either one of those things, but they don't want to let this guy get enough separation that he can turn around and fire. And where did that Marauder Horseman of Khorne that was all melee go? Did that thing just fucking die? Because that would be really useful right now to just run this thing down. Big shot in from the Casket of Souls is exactly what I was worried about. Someone has to go kick that guy's ass. It looks like it's the Chosen of Khorne's job, as they're going to walk out there and deal with this. Arkan gets rid of 2 Marauders. Well, one of them's actually routing, the other one's just real close as the Skeleton Summon comes out, but the Chosen of Khorne are here to kick some ass. Ushapti even join in on the fight. Brutes of the Hound with 97 melee attack plus 5 bonus versus infantry are going to start wailing on these Tomb Guard if they can really get in on them. Casket of Souls taking a bunch of damage. Bounce power still danger low for Khorne. Can they hold on through the summons? Can they get rid of all this ammunition? Can they get rid of the frickin' Ushapti? The Brutes of the Hound have started rampaging. This is getting tense. I'm going to times 2 it a little bit here. Casket of Souls real low. Ushapti are starting to crumble once again. Crumbling could be Khorne's best friend as they're getting multiple things to start crumbling. Brutes of the Hound continue to fight. Marauders continue to stream back into the battle. The Skeleton Warrior has 13 seconds-ish left on its life. Casket of Souls is officially too low to be saved. It will crumble away on its own. The Ushapti will also crumble away on their own given time, but man, it is so slow. The Chosen have got to fight back. One last big shot in from the Casket of Souls. Does a little bit of damage, not as much as I thought it would, honestly, but the Marauders rejoin the fight regardless. Tomb Guard still getting worked down. Chosen beating up the Ushapti and Arkan. Mostly the Ushapti, though. Tomb Guard rout off a Marauder. Brutes of the Hound down to 12 models, continuing to fight those guys. And the Ushapti down to 3. Sub 200 HP. And a Fate of Buna onto the Brutes of the Hound? Really? Not onto the Chosen? That seems very strange to me. Alright, Brutes of the Hound are toast, though. I'll give them that much. Marauders fighting the good fight alone. They're at 4 leadership for now. Ushapti are gone. Bounce power is getting a little better for Khorne. As a follow-up Spirit Leech onto the Chosen of Khorne. I would have switched to the order of operations on that. Spirit Leech, the almost dead Brutes of the Hound. Fate of Buna, the Chosen. Who are also almost dead, to be fair, but not as almost dead. Full health Skeleton Summon. Gonna really put a damper on the Chosen's prospects. And the Tomb Guard are holding steady at about 1400 HP. Marauders continuing to try and fight it out. Can the Chosen of Khorne last through the summon? Oh boy. Do we have a tier 2 army ability for Khorne yet? Because it feels like they've gotten like a million kills. And I've only seen one Sword of Khorne. So I wonder if they have a tier 2 army ability they could make like the Chosen unbreakable for a little bit. Or the Marauders unbreakable. So they finish off these Tomb Guard or something. Chosen down to 3 leadership and they're taking too much damage. I think they're going to rout any second here. The rear charge in from the Marauders, though, gets the Tomb Guard. They take a ton of damage. Wow. Okay. Anyway, they take a ton of damage, and they're down to that crumbling state. Chosen are still holding a 3 leadership, but now they all of a sudden break, and another Marauder breaks. And the balance of power goes into almost army losses territories. These Marauders are so close to routing, but they've almost killed the Tomb Guard, and this summon isn't real. Hang in there, Marauders. If you just believe, you'll be fine. If you just know that that summon's not real. It has 9 seconds left to be alive as the Marauders are caught napping. They can't afford to be charged, and they countercharge. Nice. A Spirit Leech will hit them. The Chosen of Khorne have still not rallied, and the Skeleton Summon is gone, making the balance of power a lot better, and these Khorne Marauders' leadership a lot better as well. Arkin is getting surrounded. He's getting beaten down, but -8 on the leadership. And seriously, those Chosen of Khorne didn't rally? Are you being fucking real right now? As Arkin will finish off the Marauders just due to their shitty leadership. If they had stuck around, they would have killed him. Damn. Valkia, 1400 value. Hellforged Host, 1100. 1700 and 1200 on the Khorne Chosen and Brutes of the Hound, respectively. Marauder Horsemen of Khorne did meh. Marauders of Khorne did okay. Fleshhounds did okay. Chaos Warhounds of Khorne, unfortunately, struggled quite a lot. For Captain Rumschmuck, 1600 on Arkin is good. Chosen of the Gods, only 500. They were run down. Casket of Souls, 800. Similar story. Ushapti all did pretty nicely. Tomb Guard with Halberds did okay. The Skeleton Spearmans mostly got eaten, but almost paid for themselves, which for Tomb Kings is honestly good. Roar! Subscribe, yes.